All right, what's up, my people? And have the chair set up. Here again, Stephen KOR, the Sportsman. Thank you guys, those of you guys who joined me. Man, let's talk a little boxing. You guys know, if you guys have been following the box lynching, I'm gonna get better. I got to work on the production of it a little better. Try to get a guest in today, but it didn't work out. So we're getting there. We're getting there. But let's talk about this weekend of boxing, guys. You guys know how it is. I'm going to put a round timer, and we're just going to talk about the fights, talk about what happened this weekend, and see, and then you guys we can talk about anything else you guys want. But here's the first question for today. I'll put on the round timer. And here we go, guys. All right, so the GWOAT returns. Clarissa Shields returned with a unanimous decision, dominant victory over, what's that girl's name? I don't even remember that girl's name. Daniels. Yeah, it was a good performance by Clarissa. Lena Daniels. Yeah, it was a good performance by Clarissa. You know, it was looking a little shaky there at first. I know Shakur tweeted something like, "What in the Tom and Jerry?" It was very Tom and Jerry at first. But, you know, the fight settled in. Clarissa landed some crisp shots. Clarissa is, you know, the GWOAT is a great nickname that she created for herself. But, you know, that it's really is an argument. It really is a, I think she's the most accomplished female boxer ever, possibly the most. I mean, man, 3-time undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Like, no man has ever done that. Terrence has only done it in 2 weight classes. Usyk has only done it in 2 weight classes. Who's the other one? I'm missing somebody else. Is it a new way? But I mean, that's, you know, that's rare air. You know, rarefied air for sure. And Clarissa is just continues to show she's dominant. I know she put out the offer to Layla Ali because Layla wanted to, you know, claim that, you know, 15 million and she'd get back in the ring and face Clarissa. I don't, you know, supposedly they offered her that. Doesn't seem like, you know, there's a lot of movement on that. I don't think Layla should do that. She'd just kind of be compromising her own legacy. Right now, it's a question, right, of who is the greatest of all time female boxer. And, you know, I mean, you know, she should get kind of forgiven even if she were to lose to Clarissa at this point. But why do it, right? Like, why even do it? But, you know, I think Shadeja Green should be next for the GWOAT. You know, it kind of mixes in the whole MVP, Jake Paul, and them kind of like kind of sneak dissing Clarissa all the time, just kind of diss Clarissa all the time. You know, it adds a little fuel to the fire with that whole issue. And Shadeja Green is good. She just beat Savannah Marshall, the only person to ever defeat Clarissa Shields in a boxing ring. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I think it's the biggest fight to make in women's boxing right now, I would say. Who wins that? All right, guys, feel free to comment. Whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's see. Got comments on Facebook here. What do you think about Xander? We're going to actually get into that next. All right, so that's part of the second one here. Let's see. Round's about to start. And here we go. You know, Xander Zayas becomes champion at 22 years old, 154 pounds, the vacant belt. Sebastian Fundora vacated the belt to face Tim Tszyu. Obviously, he won the rematch by KO in I think at the beginning of the 8th. Xander looked good. Xander looked crisp. Young, 22 years old. Um, I think he, had a tough opponent. That guy beat Charles Conwell. I was there at that fight in like Oceanside. Um, Man, Garcia took some heavy shots. Got buzzed a couple times. Kept like kind of a straight face the whole time. What did you guys think about the fight? What did you guys think about Xander and Garcia? I think I looked at the champions. Shout out to Xander. Afterwards, people asked him about Sebastian. He said, Sebastian knows where to call me, like knows our number. But the thing that impressed me the most is that when asked, like, who's next, what's going to be the deal, he said Bakram's name. Nobody talks about Bakram. Nobody. Nobody talks about Bakram for a reason. The man is a dangerous guy. We saw what he did to Tim Tszyu. This is Tim Tszyu. It was after the Fandora fight where he got cut, pretty bad, but just the damage Bakram did was scary. There's a reason. There's a reason Turkey said it himself. Turkey said that he's offered guys to Bakram, and there's no takers. There are no takers. Tehran Boots Ennis is new at 154 pounds. It sounds like he wants a tune-up or two. Those are the rumors going around. Which is a good idea. If your team Boots, your matchroom, you're Eddie Hearn. Shout out to Eddie Hearn and Boots for putting together a long-term deal. I believe we got a media alert about that. So I don't know exactly. I need to read the email, but long-term with Eddie Hearn, you're not trying to jump into some of these guys. You want to get your feet wet. Boots is a great fighter, but you want to see how the power is, how the speed is, just how it affects these other guys. But Xander, champ at 22, good for him. Congrats to him. Youngest boxing champion currently, I believe. We'll see. Obviously, there's Victor Ortiz, there's Fundora, there's who are the other champions? Bakram, Fundora. Oh, Terrence has the WBA belt, but he's obviously moving up. Telez is the interim champion, so I don't know how that would work if he would end up getting the shot. But it's a very, very interesting division, especially with Boots moving into it as well. That's going to be good. That's going to be good to see what how these guys play out, especially now with Turkey kind of pushing for big fights, for good fights. If you're trying to get that Turkey money, you got to fight somebody good. You'll get paid. Just got to fight somebody good. Xander is great, and he is very, very humble. Yeah, he's a very, very humble kid. Great kid. He's got a lot of momentum in front of him. A lot of promise. Speaks perfect Spanish. Hopefully, they get him a fight out in Puerto Rico, and if they do, I will definitely be there. All right, guys. Next question. Where does Top Rank go from here, right? Obviously, that was the last show on the ESPN deal. I believe Top Rank, or I'm sorry, UFC and ESPN are also kind of finishing their deal. I believe ESPN does want UFC back. I don't know what the deal is with Top Rank. Obviously, none of us know much other than the people in the rooms. I don't know. I don't know where Top Rank goes from here. Prime obviously is working with PBC. I don't know if it's like an exclusive boxing deal that they have with them. There's not a whole lot of shows on Prime anyway, so I don't know how convinced they are that this is where they want to go or what they want to do. Netflix obviously is giving Canelo Crawford for free, which is incredible. They enjoyed the idea of it must have been successful for them, for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, putting that for free for their subscribers. I know they did some deal. It wasn't like a pay-per-view, but it was like a commit to buy 3 months of Netflix to purchase the or to, you know, like buy, or I guess to watch it that month. I don't know exactly how that worked, but because I already have Netflix, luckily. So, but I know there was some, like, you know, commitment to purchase Netflix for 3 months to buy it on that month that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson aired. I'm assuming they're going to do something similar. You know, at that point, people just maybe want Netflix. You know, you just kind of you see all the stuff they have, and maybe you want to you just want it. You want to keep it. So Top Rank, that'd be a great fit. I don't know. I don't know how invested Netflix is into boxing. If it's just kind of one of those things that they saw that work, they're going to see how the Canelo Crawford thing works. But I don't know. I don't know how much they would be willing to kind of have it on their air the way, you know, HBO had it and Showtime had it, the way, you know, ESPN had it. So obviously there's the Zone as well. Those would be the 3 top places, I would think. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's other stuff going on we don't know about, but you know, they'll be okay. Top Rank has a great stable of fighters. Bob Arum, you know, is still sharp as a tack, man. He what a pleasure it is to talk to Bob Arum, a legend, a real legend. So he's going to figure it out. He's done this before, right? Like networks have shut down or have kind of quit boxing, and he finds a way. So you know, best luck to them, and looking forward to what that looks like. All right, guys, and kind of last one for me. You guys got any comments? Let me know. Anything you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about it. But you know, last one, I'll kind of speed up the in between of the round here. But you know, kind of who won the weekend, right? I think Clarissa looked good, defended her heavyweight championship, undisputed heavyweight championship. You know, I think that Shadeja Green fight is on the horizon, so I think that's, you know, a good step towards that. Xander, champ at 22, looked great, said the right things afterwards. Real clean cut, good, humble kid, has a very bright future, and he's only 22. He hasn't even come into his man strength yet. That's one of the things on the post fight that people that he talked about to the media. Shout out to my guy John in New York, who got that footage for you guys. But when I think about who won the weekend, I don't know. I feel like ESPN lost the weekend by quitting boxing. I think they'll be back. I think they're gonna want to have boxing back on there, especially the trajectory that boxing is going right now. But if I had to say who won the weekend, I feel like Xander did. I feel like Xander, you know, Puerto Rico's been starving for a champion for a while. You know, he's a junior middleweight. He's a big guy. He's clearly going to keep growing. He looked, you know, like weight is maybe becoming an issue for his growing body. You know, youngest champion that there is right now. He headlined the last show. There's kind of something like an ambiance to that, like not an ambiance. What's the word? Like an aura to that almost. You know, kind of being the final show of a network. And I think he's young. He's young. Put, you know, what was it? Bad Bunny and Tito Trinidad were watching together his fight. You know, that got kind of you know, publicized a lot. So I really think, you know, Xander won the week. He's in a great division. There's, even if he doesn't fight these guys soon, you know, I know Virgil Ortiz posted a picture of Mysterio and just with a bunch of food emojis like pizza and a bento box and stuff. That was funny. But yeah, I think, you know, when it comes down to it, like, he's in a hot division. We can all talk about these fights. Who knows if these fights are going to happen anytime soon? Xander is 22. He's with Top Rank, so they kind of know, you know, how to move along young guys, especially before they become champion, when they first become champion. You know, there's no rush. Virgil Ortiz himself was I don't know if he was interim champion or not, just #1 contender for Terrence for a few years, you know, and And Golden Boy kind of knew what they were doing too. They're like, oh, there's no need to rush this young man into a fight like that. So, you know, it'll be a while till I think we see one of these big fights with Xander, but not too long, because he is right there. He is very good. He's in a hot division. But I think just the talk of these fights builds his name, right? Builds his presence. And I think he's, you know, it's all but up from here. You know, if he takes the right fights at the right time, him going to Puerto Rico is an excellent idea. He's bilingual. He speaks perfect Spanish, so they're gonna love him. They're gonna like he really is a star in the making. And once that power kind of comes behind his punches a little bit more, and he kind of starts, you know, filling in, I think middleweight's gonna be a really solid spot for him. I think he has the size. I've been around Xander. He's a big kid, broad shoulders. I think he'll fill in that middleweight, and then that's really where his man strength is going to kind of develop, and where his power is going to kind of come in a little bit. Like, remember, Canelo was a puncher at 47 and 54, but not the way he ended up kind of being at like 68, because his body kind of filled in completely. And when we were watching Canelo at like 47, 54, he was young. He was like 22-ish, 23-ish. He fought Floyd at 54, but when he was, what, 23. So, you know, he's well, imagine that, right? Like, Xander's 22 and is at that weight class. So Xander could fill into possible super middleweight and really kind of get those power behind his punches. So I'm looking forward to that. I think he won the weekend. And we'll see, you know, what happens next. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Those of you guys who watched, those guys who thumbs up, I appreciate it. I try to kind of make it short and sweet. I will develop the show better and get guests and things like that, and really make it like a stop for your Monday to talk about the fights or what happened afterwards. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you at the fights. I think the next one I'm going to, there's a fight here. Fight Book is doing a show at the Santa Monica Pier. So that'll be the next show I'm at, but I'll try to bring you guys content. I got content of the Fondoras actually playing Connect 4 with me. So I'll put that up soon so you guys can peep that. And we'll see how I did against the Fondoras. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.